we are going live, and it looks like we are about a minute early, and we'll see if our audio is okay. That's always the big test here in recent weeks, is the audio going to be okay? So we will see. Sounds good. Stig's in the house, Carlos is in the house, and Triforce Rich is in the house. I believe Triforce Rich is a Day-Date owner. I believe he owns a Day-Date. So there's something to be said about that. And there's also something to be said about some more stupid comments. Let me see if I can pull up this comment. Pull up this comment here. Another stupid comment. Give me a second here to pull this up. I'm going to just start right out with a stupid comment. Stupid comment alert.
Say, did you know protein may be the cause of
so
your...
you don't hear this stupid commercial. And give me a second here for this to load in. And let's see here. Okay. So here's this grinder. Anybody that just has a generic icon, I mean, that's questionable right there from the start. Hi, Craig. I love your material, but try making short videos with focused subject. You will have way more viewers and subs that way. Cheers. I replied to him, I have many produced videos as well. The live streams are simply to hang out and interact. There are a lot of things I could do for more subs, but my channel is about giving back and not making money. So then he responds, John R. responds saying, do I sense a holier than thou attitude? And I responded to him, just being real. It's very difficult to make money on YouTube. But yes, you do sense a holier than thou attitude, John. John, you're a freaking loser, okay? If you hang out on YouTube channels and make stupid comments like that, you be a loser, because here's the thing. Move on. There are plenty of YouTube channels. If you don't like this YouTube channel, move on. There are thousands of them. I told you straight up, I don't care. Right? That was my comment. I said, I don't really care. So move on. Right? I thought I was pretty clear. Let me know in the chat if you thought I was pretty clear there when I said I pretty much don't give a what he thinks. He or she or it or whatever the hell they are. Let me see how many subscribers they have. They're giving me tips on how to get subscribers. Let's see how many subscribers they have. Here's his channel. Okay. This channel doesn't have any content, and I guess they don't have any subscribers. Let me go ahead and give him a subscriber here. I'll go ahead and subscribe to his channel. Okay, so I'm subscribed. So I guess I'm probably his first subscriber. So there you go. There's the expert, John R., on telling me how to get subscribers on when his channel has no content and apparently no subscribers. So there you go. That's how that works in the real world. Sound is good, said Carlos. Tom is staying up late in the UK to watch. All right. Hello, Craig and everyone. Carlos says hello to AJ. I'm working out and have my G-Shock on, but I have to say I keep staring at the bracelet when I have it on the wrist. The bracelet makes that watch. The President bracelet is stunning. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They nailed it with that, and it's also super comfortable. And Triforce Rich says, hey to William, and Carlos says, hello, Tom and Williams. Stig says, hi, Tri and William. Hey there, buddy. Oh, by the way, Triforce Rich, how loose do you wear it on your wrist? How did you have it sized when you sized it? Is it a little bit on the loose side or snug, or how do you like to wear it? I understand that if you wear it too loose, then that does cause more wear and tear on the bracelet. Interesting. Williams watches, hello, Carlos. Hope you're keeping well, my friend. Triforce Rich says, what's up, all? Williams watches says, hello, buddy. And they're all saying hello to each other is what they're basically doing here. And Carlos says, at Tri, congratulations on a stunning watch. Even Chip Wong would be proud of it. It is a stunner. And speaking of stunners, Durr has a stunner too. There's another Day-Date owner in the chat. A Day-Date owner with a wrench in the chat. Maybe we should have a Day-Date owner like arm wrestling contest. What do you think? 2 day-date owners. There's 3 in here. There's what Carlos. Carlos has a day-date 40. I keep feeling like something is in my throat, and it's not. I must have an allergy. Maybe I've got the thing. Let's see here. Carlos, he wouldn't. Okay, not enough precious stones. So I was just getting ready to say, Carlos has the day-date 40, so he might trump the 2 day-date 36 owners. And Kyle's in the house. We still need that report, that live report, to see if they've see what's going on at the skate park. And Carlos says, I assume in rare occasions I would like to go under the radar. There you go. And Pytor, he has a wrench. I don't even remember him getting a wrench. And he says hello to Carlos and Gents. Let's see here. And Kyle says hey to Carlos. Trifer says, yes, the bracelet is shockingly comfortable. It is actually a perfect fit, thankfully. It has enough movement for comfort, but still snug enough not to stretch. And do you have any extra links that you could put in if you needed to, or are you on all? You have all the links installed. Do tell. There's in the house, Day-Date Club. I like to wear my watches snug and helps the bracelet longevity. Williams watches in the house. Carlos, I think also at Williams has a day-date in his sights. Well, there you go. Absolutely. I think Tom has been talking possibly about a day-date too at some point. Will you keep doing daily shows until they find a cure? Here in Frederick County and in our neighboring Montgomery County, that might be how long the shutdown continues. They're talking about indefinite shutdown at this point. I mean, it is unbelievable. I mean, they have no care whatsoever for all the lives they're ruining. I mean, they're just like, okay, let the businesses drop like flies. I mean, what the hell? Hey, if we save one life, it's worth it to just wipe out the entire economy. What the hell? By the way, this 002 is absolutely stunning on wrist. I hate to tell you guys, but the way it catches the light and it is just absolutely amazing. Amazing. I wish you guys could see it in person. I really do wish you guys could see it in person. So now, Durr, also, by the way, our strap connection, he's working on the strap. Let me show you some work in progress photos of the strap. Give me a second here, and I will dig these up. This is going to be impressive. He's working on the strap, the custom strap, HD straps. Durr, you're a good buddy. He's working on the straps. I'm telling you, he's working on the straps. Check it out. Work in progress. Check it out. Black strap for the 002 Stunner. And look how he's folded it under. See, that's the sign of a good quality strap. See how it's folded under? Tim even talks about that when he does the review on the Grand Seiko strap. He talks about how it's folded under like that. And then I guess they put the other piece of leather and then they do the stitching all the way around. So that's a hallmark of a quality piece of work. So he is working on the strap. Let me know what you think about that, Durr. Let me know what Durr thinks about that. Durr is the best salesman for the watch. He dislikes small watches, but knows 36 millimeter day-date is the exception. It has wrist presence, the 36 mil day-date. It is stunning. Stunner alert. I would say it has about the same presence as this 002, and this 002 is a 38.5 mil, right? But the day-date 36 has about the same presence of this because of the President bracelet and just the case design and everything. It has about equal presence, I would say, to this one here. If this was 36 mil, it would not have anywhere near the presence that it has right now on wrist. That's what I'm going to say. I'm sticking to this. Let's see. 40 mil is close. Let's see. Should we call from Apple Valley? Well, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We always like to have reports, live reports from the West Coast, because we feel like we're disconnected right now all the way over here on the East Coast. We need to know what's going on in all parts of this beautiful country. Carlos is in the house. William seems a great achievement watch. Would be perfect to coincide the moving with it. Okay. Jeepu, howdy y'all. Try not huge, around 7.5 inches. That's pretty big, Carlos. That's a pretty big wrist. Mine's between 7.25 and 7.5, but you're a solid 7.5 or bigger, I think. You're up there. No joke. Carlos, Stig says hello to Jeepu. Derp, Hang.HD Straps does great keeping in touch and showing progress pictures, which is really great. Well, I talked to Steve and I showed Steve those pictures, and if I'm keeping my fingers crossed, if the strap is as good as we think it's going to be, I think he's going to place a large order with Hong. I think he's going to stock some of his stuff, including some of the watch rolls and some of his other items. So hopefully we can figure out how to make that happen. Triforce Rich is in the house. Doesn't that require all the links? Kevin D. Well, Carlos had to buy an extra link. He had to spend a ton of money and buy an extra link. Kevin D's in the house. Craig, where would you move to if Maryland keeps up the communist ways? Well, I already have a place in Florida. I can go down there. That's a piece of cake. And then as far as where would I go in the summertime to get away from the heat? I guess that's a good question. That's a good question. Maybe Maine. Is Vermont the place? Is that where they say live free or die? Maybe Vermont? What do you think? Live free or die? Carlos is in the house. In fact, I purchased an extra link that I have removed recently, but I think because the end link design is smaller. And Rodent lost contract. Well, there you go. Yep, that happens. Kevin D's in the house. 38 mil is the sweet spot. Well, the last in, first out. When the economy goes south, right, and their sales are probably down, the watch box, I guarantee you, his business is probably down. So you got to cut somewhere. So that's, last in, first out. That's how that usually works. Durr's in the house. The gold president bracelet adds a lot of wrist presence to the watch. Oh my gosh, yes. It's a stunning, 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 stunning bracelet. Triforce Rich says Archie celebrating TGV's death and has been reincarnated. Williams, good move. And Durr says Hongdak can even emboss the straps and put the Little Treasury logo on the bottom of the strap. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be super cool. I'm hoping we can put a deal together and get some of his stuff over at Little Treasury. That'll be really cool. Rodent will get money from Royal Family. He always mentions his connections. Yeah, right. Good luck with all that. Ray is in the house, and he says, hey, Craig, Little Treasury's open. Went in today to check out the GS and Omega Diver. Cool, right? Yeah, I talked to Steve. He says they are open. I think they can have like up to 10 customers at a time, which is fine for him. He's not usually flooded with more than that anyhow. I think they're wearing masks, right? But they are open. And do tell Ray, what you looked at and what you thought. And did you look at the 002? You should have looked at the 002 in person. In person, Ray. Williams Watches is in the house, and Triforce, he certainly found his mojo again. New Hampshire is live free or die. There you go. So that might be it. New Hampshire. That might be the way to go. Live free or die, I say. Triforce Rich, TGV didn't get cut because of the virus. That might be their excuse, but they realized it was a mistake very fast. And I heard, is this true? I heard that they paid him a significant advance to do that deal. I heard they paid him like $300,000. Is that true? Does anybody know the scuttlebutt? All right, let me think. What are we doing here? First of all, let's do a time check. Time check. There's the 231 Stunner, the 231 Stunner, and the 005 Stunner. That's the SBGN005, and that's a SBGA231. Let's do an official time check. Let's see if we can find the time here. Okay. So let's see how we can do this. Let's do a split screen, and we'll first check the first check the 005 Stunner with a freeze frame and see what we got going on here as far as the accuracy of this piece. Oh, let's stop it right there. It's straight up noon. Okay, so 5:14:59 seconds. So we're right at the 12 marker. So basically we're running a second fast. 1 second fast. I would call that perfect because I think I said it 1 second fast. So that is pretty much spot on. Spot on. So that can be like almost like our reference time, right? Okay, so let's do a check. Let's check the 231 Stunner. And this is since daylight savings time was the last time I messed with the time on this watch. So let's do the Stunner. Let's do it. Let's stop it at 45 seconds and see what we've got. Bam, right there. We're at 45 seconds, and it's at the official time is 41. So we're running 4 seconds fast on the 231 Stunner. The 231 Stunner is 4 seconds fast since daylight savings time changed. So that's an official time check on the channel, here live on the channel. Let's see. And Tim says, what happened to TGG? I never heard anything about the sum he got paid. Triforce Rich, no way, 300K, maybe in rubles. It's a LOL. No, I'm sure they paid him a significant amount. Otherwise, didn't he like relocate to Philly, and I mean, he went through a lot of, rigmarole to do all of that. I seriously doubt he did it for peanuts. I would think he would have gotten paid something decent, but maybe not. Maybe that was total rumor. I don't know. Seems like he has a non-complete cause, so he has to change the direction of his channel and be careful how he posts watch content. Well, then they must have paid him a decent amount if that's the case. Carlos, the 005 looks sad on the bench. He remembers his former glory days on Craig's wrist. The 005 has been really neglected. It's literally been sitting there for weeks now. I mean, it's just been sitting there just running. And it's interesting, it got the slap down, but it's still doing its job. It's still staying spot on accurate and doing its job, even though it's been smacked down and treated like a red-headed stepchild, like a red GMT hand stepchild. The 005 is still doing its job, even after all that abuse. Let's see here. I don't think you have to physically watches to make great content. You mean physically have the watch in your hand? Is that what you mean? Let's see. Williams watches, Triforce Rich TGV, the Talking Coffee and Turtleneck channel with the occasional watch to boot. Durr says, it's sad because it seems like everyone wouldn't mind getting rid of their 005 right now, and it's such a nice watch. Well, here's the thing. I mean, the 002 is just, my gosh. I'm looking at it right now. I wish you guys could see it in person. I'm looking at it right now from the side, and it lays on the wrist so nice, so nice. See that? See how it lays on the wrist? And this strap is so comfortable. I mean, just so freaking comfortable. And the clasp the clasp has just enough gold, you know, the GS and the gold buttons. There's just enough gold there that it just gives it that little pop. So it's just a really classy presentation. It's just a really classy presence on the wrist, and I think it's a perfect size for me, and maybe even down to a 6 3/4 inch wrist. Maybe that'd be hard to say, but look at that. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? So yeah, I mean, how can the 005 possibly compete with that? Please tell me, how can the 005 compete with the 002? Let's see. Yes, you don't have to have watch in hand to make great content. Triforce Rich, Craig, maybe you should collaborate with TGV. You could buy his DATE. He has an 18238. Is it in pretty good shape? I'll buy it off him cheap if he wants to sell it cheap. If he's desperate for cash, I have cash money. I can work out a deal. Cash money. Dur's in the house. I heard TGV's toy dinosaur Hugo is the one who got the big contract with Watchbrock, but TGV himself couldn't pull his weight. Triforce Rich, didn't he have an 18038 too? Well, that's interesting. By the way, I have to give another shout out to the folks at Timeless Razor. This is the stainless steel razor that I got from them a while back with the longer handle. I really like this piece. And I put the video up today of the unboxing video on the titanium razor. Please take a look at that, and please put a comment on there if you will. And I'll be releasing a video later today or maybe tomorrow of my first shave with it. I shaved with it today and I recorded that video and all, and I'll be uploading that video. I'll probably wait until tomorrow to upload that. But the titanium razor was a great shave, a really great shave. And these things are just really, really well made in USA. And here's the thing, in the long run you save money because the blades I use are dirt cheap. I use the Astra blades. They're out of Russia, I think. They are dirt cheap. Give a good shave. I get at least 4 days worth of shave out of a blade, and the blade's like less than 10 cents or something. And so you end up saving a lot of money over the typical triple edge blades and these, you know, these like Harry's razor club things, all these things. You spend a lot less money. You spend more money on the razor initially, right? But that's a lifetime piece. That's a lifetime piece, folks. In the long run, you're going to save a bunch of money, and I think you get a better shave. So there you go. That's my shout out. The Timeless Razor on the channel, helping out folks that make things in these United States of America. No, they're not paying me. They did not pay me to say that. No, I just said it because I like them. And that's how I work. That's how we work around here. Triforce Rich, well, he did bring shame on watchbacks after blatant plagiarism. That upset them a lot. He did have an 18038 that was stretched like hell, and he upgraded to an 18238. Okay. And Jipu says, what did he plagiarize when he was with them? Okay, there is a website you can check how much people earn each channel. TGV is going, if I remember, $30K a year from channel. Archie says he buys views, so minus what he spent on views. I don't think he probably. I doubt he buys views. I doubt that very much. You don't make enough money on any of this YouTube content to justify buying views. It really, you'd be pissing up a rope. I seriously doubt he's doing that. Let's give the kid credit. He produces some decent content. His editing and all, and he produces some interesting content. You know, you can't take that away from the kid. You know, he does that. So, but yeah, it's very difficult to make any kind of decent money on this channel. I make anywhere from $500 to $700 a month which is enough to kind of pay for my camera gear. But that's about it. I mean, wouldn't pay for anything else. So yeah, it's not, you don't get rich off of YouTube. I'll put it that way. And Durr's in the house. Craig, do you think TGV is in his mom's basement with his toy dinosaur Hugo eating potato chips right now after losing his Watchbox contract? Maybe. That's possible. Jeepu, TGV can only grow a teenager's mustache. Triforce Rich, he used other people's photos without credit and also took writing directly from other people's articles and did not credit them. He has done this before and after Watchbox. Well, that's a shame. What was he writing about? Okay, I saw the shaving razor video and the site out of curiosity. What means the blade separation options? Well, here's the thing. You can get the gap, the gap here. You get a close-up. There's a gap when you put the blade in there. There's no blade in this one right now. But you can get them with different gaps. If it's open more, if it's a wider gap, that's what's called a more aggressive shave. You know, you're gonna it's particularly good if you only shave like every 2 or 3 days and your beard is longer, right? And you want to take off more beard, right? Then you typically want a more aggressive shave, a wider gap. I think it is a little easier to cut yourself when you have the wider gap. I don't like the wider gap, and I shave more often, so I think a narrower gap is safer to get a nice smooth shave without cutting yourself and so on. So I typically go with the smaller gap. Some people like the wider gap. They like what's called a more aggressive shave, and they sell them either way. So you can buy different gap. Sometimes there's 2 different gap widths, and sometimes there might be more choices than that. But generally speaking, there's usually at least 2. There's a wider gap and a narrower gap. And then you can also get a different style here. You can get open here, and I think even smooth on the top or not smooth. I mean, there's different options you can get when you buy the shaver. And so you can kind of customize the shaver to the razor to your liking. So that's pretty cool. Very custom. Let's see here. For the record, I like TGV's channel, but I may be in the minority. Triforce Rich wasn't writing was used in his videos. He directly quoted articles and did not give any credit. Okay, yeah, no, I like I said, I think he does a good job. I like some of his content. I don't watch him that often, but I've watched some of his content. I think he does a good job. Let's see, Jeepu, for the day-date video. I was going to make a joke about the use of filing Hugo's teeth, but I changed my mind. Okay. I know he stole a GS pic from someone's Instagram pre-watch box. Okay. Triforce Switch, I like Hugo and would like Channel 2 if he wouldn't talk about his royal connections. If he has, fine, but not talk peasant and him. Okay. Jeepu, I think the watch box thing was one of the Patek videos. Okay. Tim, I like TGV channel in the early days, but stopped watching when he did less watch reviews. Williams watches. TGV is not a posh Englishman. His accent is completely forced. There you go. All right, we've got a lot of views on TGV. Let's do a quick check. Bitcoin was taking a little bit of a dump earlier. Let's check and see what's going on here. We had a little red candle. Now we got a couple green candles. It's trying to pop back up a little bit. It's been hovering around 94, 9,500 in that range. Potentially, I was looking for a potential pullback this weekend. and maybe Monday, Tuesday-ish, but maybe over the weekend. Sometimes you get a big pullback at the end of the month, and we're right at the end of the month. So you never know what might happen with Bitcoin. And of course, I have a buy order in. You can see there at $8,230. I've got a buy order in for 0.967 Bitcoin. So we'll see if we get maybe we'll get a wick down to that amount, and I can snag it, and then it'll wick back up. Maybe that'll happen. Let's see. As soon as TGV joined Watchbox, the live stream shows for the channel were hilarious, and Watchbox couldn't keep up with all the trolling about TGV. Some of the best content I've ever seen. Let's see. The Timeless Watch channel. Did you watch this guy? Is the Timeless Watch channel, is he the one that is in Italy? If that's him, I've watched some of his stuff, and I watched some of his videos about when the lockdown started there, where he was walking around and showing you around different places. I think, is that him? Let me know in the chat if that's who that is. Okay, let's see. What else were we going to talk about? Dress watch versus sport watch, but I mean, kind of talked about that. And again, I'm demonstrating today that even a watch like this 002 can be worn casual in casual attire. Here I am just wearing a Brooks Brothers shirt, a Brooks Brothers polo type shirt, and this thing looks fine. Looks fine on wrist, and very comfortable, and even I've even worn it out when it was a little bit hot, a little bit humid. No problems so far, no runs, drips, no errors. We will see. I will keep you guys informed. You will be abreast of any developments on the channel here. Yes, the one in Italy. Okay. Craig, do you wind the 002 every day? I try to remember. What I try to do is when I take it off, I wind it. And what's interesting is I can, just by the feel, I can feel how far I'd let it run down, because as you wind it, it gets harder to wind. And as you get to where you're almost full, you can feel that the resistance is more significant when you're winding it. So it's you get the feel of it. You can kind of tell, oh, okay, I'm about 3/4 of the way wound. You know, I can just kind of tell by the feel. And what I've been doing lately is I usually don't wind it all the way to the stop, because it'll eventually hit the stop and you can't wind it anymore, right? And I figure that can't be good to just run it up against the stop every time. So what I'm trying to do now is just kind of sense when I get close to being fully wound, and then I'll just glance on the back at the power reserve indicator, and if it's almost all the way pinned, I'll stop and not go any further so that I don't push it all the way to the stop. I'm just thinking, you know, it's probably not good to push it all the way to the stop every time. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. What do you guys do? Any of you that have a manual wind watch, what do you guys do? And I will tell you, the feel of it when you're winding it is very smooth. It feels very good. It's just that when it's run down on power, when it's pretty low on power, let's say it's got like 10% reserve left, it's a lot easier to wind than as you get it wound up. It gets more difficult. Let's see here. Try for switch. My fiance saw me with the day-date in a tank top and shorts and said I look like a rich guy that lost everything but refused to give up his watch. Well, get some really nice shorts and get yourself a nice alligator belt. Get yourself, you know, a nice pair of Russell moccasins. Maybe get a pair of with some alligator on them. They make them that way. And yeah, just bring the level of your casual attire up a little bit. Bring that up a notch or two. You'll be good. Triforce Rich, she can cut like Archie. Carlos, what watch would you wear to a riot marching your black suit and umbrella? What watch would you wear to a riot matching your black suit and the umbrella? A Chinese field watch? If I was going to a riot, I don't know if I'd wear any watch, to tell you the truth. It might not be a good move. Let's see. Good wife material, clever. Williams watches, I'm thinking about adding GS SBGX263 to my collection. Could be a good work watch companion for my OP36. So let's check this out. SBGX263. We'll pull this puppy up. Oh yeah, that's the base model. That's yeah, I mean, my gosh, that's just a grab and go heavy use watch. If you get that, I'd get rid of the OP. That's what I'd do. I'd get that and just get rid of the OP and just use it in lieu of the OP. I think that'd be a good move there. Williams watches. Triforce Rich, I showed her Archie once and she said to never show me that channel again. Williams Day-Date first, then lesser watches. Oh my gosh, yes. You can feel when to stop on a manual wind. You get resistance. There you go. Yep. Triforce Rich, you don't want to know what my wife has said about AC3. And by the way, how do you feel, GPU, how do you feel about, should I stop before I get to the end? Or should I go all the way? Or what do you think? Am I doing the right thing by stopping before it's totally fully wound? Or, up against the stop? What should I do? Carlos says, I agree, Williams, do not start. By the way, Carlos, when you wind your 5196, what does it feel like when you wind it? Do tell. Give us some inside information. Triforce Rich, Williams, do I? Okay. I will go full steam ahead on the Day-Date and look into the GS after. There you go. Riot, G-Shock. Let's see. Good evening from Switzerland. What about some classical jazzy music in the background on these videos? Keep up the fantastic show. I'm going to have some nice piano music behind my video of me shaving that I'll be putting up tomorrow. I've already put the music in there, some nice piano music. So look forward to that video coming up on the channel. Make sure you click subscribe and click the little bell. Carlos, in any moment at Williams is going to start sending everyday watch photos. Yeah. I would say stop when you have to put more force to wind it. Okay, good tip. Good tip. With mine, it's kind of progressive. It gets harder and harder the more you wind it. And when you start getting towards the end where it's full, you really start feeling the resistance. Yeah. Lance is in the house. He just joined in. He's late. Do you have a note for being late? Take a picture of your note and send it in so that we know that you're authorized to be late. Still waiting to see what Carlos says about the winding issue. Carlos says, okay, here it is. Winding the 5196 is smooth, nothing special that I can report. Does it get tighter as you get towards fully wound? Do you feel a difference, or is it consistent the whole time? And Williams watches, let's say, she has called him all sorts over the years. I really can't say on here what she has said. We have had arguments over me watching AC3. She hates him. Oh, well. Triforce Rich Carlos, by the way, getting into double-edged shaving is something you need to pick up. You'd love it, especially with how you like the researching stuff and getting technical. There you go. By the way, Triforce Rich, do you have a timeless razor? Do you have a timeless razor? Because if you don't have a timeless razor, you don't have a double-edged razor. You got to get a timeless razor. And Lance says, I was at a golf lesson. There you go. At Carlos, absolute buddy. And Triforce Rich says he's laughing out loud. And Archie is clever broke. He ain't James Bond looking, but he's a clever bloke. Carlos, really is a need that I do not have, but I had the curiosity. But Carlos, how do you shave? Do tell. Do tell how you're shaving currently. I use a Viking razor and Astra blades. Okay, so use the Astra blades. Yeah, you want to upgrade that Viking razor. That's a piece of junk. Get yourself a timeless razor. I'm telling you, you will be blown away. Now, Triforce, do you like a heavy razor or do you like a lighter razor? If you like a lighter razor, I mean, the titanium one still feels very solid. I mean, it doesn't feel like, but it's significantly lighter than the stainless steel one, right? I love the titanium one. I love the titanium one. Now, if you like a heavier razor, the bronze, the stainless steel, I mean, either one of those would be the way to go. The bronze gets a patina on it, you know. I think it's the cheapest one they sell. Well, I guess the aluminum one's the cheapest one they sell. And I have the aluminum one as well, and it works great too, believe it or not. So, yeah, Archie was absolutely repulsive in his latest video, half naked in his bed, asking Goldberg for a sponsorship. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I did watch that. That was pretty funny. Lance is in the house. Hey, Carlos, are you wearing the doxa today? And Jipu, let's see. I wish my eyes could unsee that. Same. Lance says, Craig, have you ever used a straight razor? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. And I'll tell you what. I'm having such good results with these timeless razors and with the double-edged setup. I think I'm going to stay there. I don't think I'm going to risk the straight razor thing. But I know people do it, and people that do it swear that you're not shaving unless you're using a straight razor. That's the way to go. And Carlos says, I use a Gillette with a lot of blades and a AA battery. What? I don't understand, Carlos. Are you talking about an electric razor? You use an electric razor? Is that what you're doing? Do tell. Triforce Rich is in the house. Craig, I use stainless steel and the weight helps shave. A lot of people say that, but I'll tell you what. I started out with the heavier ones. I had the bronze one first. Then I got this stainless steel stunner. And they're both heavy, very solid, you know, no joke. Then I got the aluminum one just to try it. And I used it in the shower. And I loved it. I said, man, I think it actually does a better job than the heavier ones. And now I've gotten the titanium one, and I'm like, man, this is amazing. So don't get me wrong, I can use these, the heavier ones. I just have to be more careful, right? Because it does put more weight on your face, you know. I mean, it's straight up heavier, right? So I just have to be more careful. So, I mean, to each their own, but I like having the lighter one because I'm not as likely to cut myself. I can just kind of go at it and I don't have to worry about it. And I still get a great shave. Very, very nice shave. Let's see here. Doxa, I have a problem. I have an old manual watch that I wear occasionally, and it's exactly the same feeling. I never wind it fully. Stig in the house. Carlos Lance, yes, I am using the Doxa. I use it more proudly now that Craig has changed his mind and approves it. There you go. Carlos, I used a Gillette Mach 3 too, buddy. Yeah, you don't want to do that. those Gillette Mach 3s, those are junk. Yeah, get yourself a real razor and get yourself some double-edged blades, and you will love it. You will love it. Let's see. Get Timeless to send you a discount code so that we can try them out. Triforce Rich. I'll tell you what. I use a safety razor. It gives the closest shaves. Well, this is technically a safety razor, if that's what you're talking about. Double-edged safety razor. Is that what you use? Do tell. Okay. I'll tell you who to talk to. Let's go back here to my email and find. Give me a moment here. I'm going to tell you who to talk to. I'm going to tell you who to talk to if you want to talk to somebody. Talk to Matt, M-A-T-T, Matt, at Timeless Razor. And he will hook you up. Give him a call. Go to timelessrazor.com. They've got their phone number right on there. Give him a call. He's extension 105. And tell him that Craig suggested that you call and see what kind of deal he can work out for you. Talk to Matt. Talk to Matt at Timeless Razor, and hopefully he will hook you up. Let's see, do you know how Japanese people do? They like... excuse me. Do you know how Japanese people do... do they like Grand Seiko? I think a lot of them do. I think they sell pretty well over there. That's what I gather. For a long time, they were only sold there. So, they were very exclusive to that area. Let's see. Is it the typical cartridge Gillette? But when I purchased, they had one that used a battery that vibrates and made it smoother. Yeah, I would get rid of all that. That's kind of junk. I would get rid of all that junk. And what I would do is I would get yourself a nice Timeless razor. Get yourself some Astra blades. Hopefully they'll deliver them there to Panama. They're dirt cheap. Get yourself some Astra blades, A-S-T-R-A, and go at it, man. You will have a great shave. Get yourself a nice brush and some nice shave soap, too. Get yourself a nice brush, one that doesn't shed, and go at it. What is reception in local market in Japan? Not sure what you mean by that. Carlos, I have used the razor and it doesn't compare to double-edge shaving. That's right. If you double-edge shave, especially if you get yourself a really good razor, I'm telling you, it's very important to have these tolerances be exact for the gap and the placement of the blade and the angle of the blade. You want this geometry to be correct. And then you can get yourself a really nice, enjoyable shave, safe shave, and you're going to be doing really, really good. Let's see, Carlos, I have used, okay. All right, I have a Barber flip razor too, says Williams Watches. Lance is in the house. Craig sent a photo of an interesting Crador. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the Crador. Crador option here. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I like the crown. See the size of the crown and the shape of the crown? It looks like it would be very easy to grip. It looks like it's 18 karat yellow gold. It has, I guess that's a power reserve. 0-10 to 40. I guess it's a 40-hour power reserve. That's a shame because my 002 has 72 hours. It's number 1 of 1,500. That is a stunner. I like the case design. It's very similar to the 002. Very similar in a lot of ways. I do prefer the 002, though. I have to tell you. I do prefer the 002. I prefer the dial on the 002. It's much simpler. But the Crador, that particular Crador, is definitely a stunner. Stunner alert on the channel. Stunner alert. And the lovely Brianna popped in. The lovely Brianna. Let's see, Triforce Rich is in the house. You got to admit, the Zane and TGV death era Archie has brought back the channel. Refit Dance, the TikTok videos on Instagram have been looking great. There you go. Yeah, you better follow Brianna. She's been putting out some really cool videos. I like the one she put out recently with the hoop. Did you see that one, Durr? The one where she had the hoop? She's starting to practice with the hoop. She better keep it up. She better keep it up. Girls got to work hard. Do you think they would take Swiss because don't respect so high own product? You like U.S. products and support it. Same in Japan. They have a lot of pride in the Japanese people have a lot of pride in the GS, and they do buy them. So there's a lot of pride there. And Stig says, hello, Lady Brianna. And Durr, I hate Zane, but Zane laying the smackdown on Archie for his boring Pateks was gold. Okay. Williams watches Triforce Rich. It's certainly been entertaining. And Lance says hi to Bree. Carlos, really, I'm not aware of that need. I would consider an 18-karat yellow gold razor. That would be an interesting point. That would be heavy. That would end up being heavy for sure. And it'd be good for your skin. 18-karat gold against the skin is a good thing. Of course, titanium is also very good on the skin. So there's that. Carlos is in the house, and he says hello to Bree. Williams watches. Let's see. Durr, do you hate me too? Yeah, I saw the hoop video. Durr says he saw the hoop video. And Triforce Rich, LOL, yes, Craig, get an 18-karat yellow gold razor. No, William, we are fine. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I think there's some other 18-karat gold accessories I would get before I would get the razor. I think maybe I'd like some nice cufflinks with the Grand Seiko lion on them. I told Steve, I said, can you find a supplier? My gosh, we should have some cufflinks with the Grand Seiko lion on them. There's certain things that we need. So let's see if he comes up with those. I hope it doesn't take him months to come up with those like it did to come up with the 002. I hope he can fast track those. But anyway, they'd be nice. And one of those faux pay bracelets for this hand over here. Maybe that would be a little bit tacky. I don't know. Durr's thinking about it too. We're both thinking about a faux pay bracelet like the one Steve has. I don't know if we can rock one like Steve does though. Let's see. Craig, when are you going to grow a pencil mustache? Come on, you got to do it. Lance says, Craig, would you ever buy an 18-karat gold tie clip? See, I never liked having tie clips. I've always thought they looked kind of goofy. A tie tack is a little bit better, but no, I don't think I'd do the tie clip. I think maybe a faux pay bracelet, maybe some real nice cufflinks, like I say, with the Grand Seiko lion on them. Something like that would be kind of cool. So let's see. Good to hear it, bud. I don't hate Zane, but I think he could have gone about the streams a little smarter. And Carlos says, I would love 18-karat yellow gold cufflinks with the Trumpy bear. There we go. We got to ask Steve if he can get those cobbled together. We need some really cool custom stuff out of Steve. That's what we need. Tim's in the house. Japanese did not initially adopt the iPhone. The old Japanese phone tech hung on for a long time until the smartphone took over, so they do take pride in their products. Tim in the house, bringing some data to the story. We've been sitting at about 25 comments. Let me refresh this whole thing and see. That's what we need. Tim's in the house. Yeah, now we're at 26. Okay, so we've been hanging at about the same number of viewers here for quite a while. Interesting. Let me know, folks, it's coming up on an hour. Let me know if there are any questions, comments, anything like that, because I am getting a little bit hungry. By the way, Kent is working on his audio setup, and so that hopefully when he calls in to perform, we can get good audio, because we have to have good audio on this channel. Carlos is in the house. By the way, I have a really nice 18-karat yellow gold cufflinks with a frog that my wife gifted to me. Very nice, with different kinds of polishing, brushing. Cool. You should send us a picture. Take a nice picture. Do you have them handy? Can you take a picture and send a picture we can look at now, right now? We like to see these things. If not, maybe next show. Durr's in the house. Zane is just annoyingly snooty. Him dishing it out to Archie was great, though. Arch needed a taste of his own medicine to pull himself out of his shell and start making better content. Does Steve sell Crador? He sold one recently, but I think they're difficult for him to get. I think it's not easy for him to get them. I don't think it's easy for anybody to get them. And I'm talking about the high-end Cradors, the limited production ones. So, yeah. Durr, I agree with that. It's certainly woke big boy back up. There we go. Okay. I think he went overboard with the Pateks. I mean, why get that many of those? I would think the faux pas is a faux pas. I would think that one nice yellow gold Patek is enough, right? That would be my thought process on all that. Durr's in the house. Choo Choo Charlie, a.k.a. Kent, has been rocking a bold mustache. Come on, Craig, grow out the pencil mustache and join the mustache gang with the rest of us. I'm not so sure about that. Tim, they have nice phones, Fujitsu, Sharp, etc. We don't have. I used to buy my own HTCs from Japan with built-in TV tuner. Whoa, okay, Carlos. I'm on the hammock and I would need some minutes. I will do it and send it to you later. Yeah, well, we'll do it next show. Let's plan on doing it next show, Carlos. We certainly don't want to take you out of the hammock. Stig's in the house. I heard that Seiko stands very strong in Japan, and so GS. There you go. Trevor says the only Patek that Archie has that everyone likes is the 5196 that Carlos has. Well, duh. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Well, we've done another hour, another solid hour of broadcasting on this same bat channel, same bat time. Steve is working diligently to get his system working properly so that he can start doing some more broadcasts. And I'm going to try to get the lovely Rachel to get a show. She was supposed to do a show on Tuesday. Didn't happen. So I'm going to try to talk to her and see if I can get something going with her. So we are going to try to get the channel whipped into shape as best we can. Now we're popped up to 30 viewers. We always tend to pick up some viewers right at the end, right when I'm getting ready to wrap up the show. So yeah, I am looking forward to not have the same watch as Archie. Durr's in the house. I'm not going to lie, Patek is a wonderful brand, but having 5 dress watch Pateks and a dress watch JLC couldn't be any more boring. Yeah, I mean, there's no versatility there. I mean, what the hell? Lance in the house, how does Archie afford all these expensive watches? I don't think they're all his. I think some of them might be on consignment that he's selling or whatever. I seriously doubt he bought all those watches. But maybe he did. Maybe he did. Carlos is in the house. My excuse is that I had it before. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you did. So there's that. And you'll probably have it after. You'll probably have it after as well. All right, I am going to wrap this puppy up. It's almost been officially 1 hour. And Triforce Rich says, no ending the stream yet. Let's go to Patek's site and rate their watches. And Jaden says AC3's Patek is his largest asset class, which is just stupid. Well, I think those are probably his only assets. All right, let's do this. We'll go ahead and pull up the Patek website. We'll go ahead and do that. Patek Philippe. We'll go ahead and pull up Patek Philippe. We're going to go to their official website. We're going to go to their official website, and we're going to take a look. I'm going to tell you what's up. I'm going to tell you what I like. So let's go to collection here. Okay. First of all, okay, the Nautilus, we'll pass on that completely. That's just an ugly watch. We'll pass on the Aquanaut. That's also an ugly watch. There's no reason to buy that. This thing here, this 20-4, whatever that is, that's ugly. The complications, I mean, okay, some of them are nice. I'll grant you that. Some of them are nice. I don't like this Grand Complications, this one they selected here. I don't like whatever that square dress watch is, and that golden ellipse, no, we'll pass on that. So let's go to the Calatravas. And let's see, let me pick one. Let me pick one that I really like. Okay. Let's look at this one here. Let's look at the 5227J, which means yellow gold. Okay. Now see, this is the thing. I do like, this doesn't get any larger. Oh, click that. Okay, here we go. I do like, if we look at the side of this case, I like the shape of this and the way it's rounded. I don't like the way they have these indented things on either side. They kind of tried to fancy it up. I think that kind of screwed it up a little bit, to tell you the truth. See, this is an automatic watch. Okay. Let's go back here. And this is kind of cool, the way you can look at the movement. Right, that's kind of cool. The lugs are beautiful. That's a possibility. That's kind of cool. I kind of like the way you can open it up and look at the movement. All right, let's see what the size of this is. Oh, boy. Where the heck is the size of this damn thing? Oh, here we go. 39 mil. Okay. And so it's 9.24 mils thick. So it's nice and thin, very thin. It's a 39 mil watch. I think that would be where I would go. I don't particularly need the date, but you got a 39 mil watch. You got a very nice case design. You got auto wind. And you can get it with a deployant clasp. That's what I would do. I would get it with a deployant clasp. I think that's optional. Let's see here. Machine stitched, like prong buckle, but I think you can get Yeah, you can buy a deployant clasp for it. And I would get the cufflinks. I would get the cufflinks to go with it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the way I would go. I think that's the way I would go, folks, on a Patek Philippe. A Patek Philippe. Durr says, well, wow, this show's way too short. And speculation is it doesn't. Okay. Okay, Lance. Speculation is that he doesn't own them, but they are borrowed from the watch stores he promotes in Australia, and then they sell them after Archie promotes them. Wow, this show is way too short. Okay. So I agree. You only need one nice dress piece, two at a push. The puppy hasn't even been born yet, let alone ready to wrap it up. Triforce Rich says, "Whoa, Craig, a man of the people." Jaden V, my SBGN007 won't be here until Thursday. Ooh, okay. Well, hopefully you can. Do you think you can Skype in on Thursday? Durr's in the house. Williams watches 100%. If Archie would had 5196 before I purchased mine, it would have been a reason to consider the 002. I should say, Carlos, I still think you should trade it in on the 002 that Steve has, and just call it a day. Just step up, my friend. Jaden's in the house. I have a large family. It's hard to sneak away for the live stream. Carlos says that one is around 35K. Okay. I would still prefer a 5117 or 5119 over the 5196 purely for the sapphire case back. If I have a lovely movement, I would want to be able to view it. Williams watches. Jaden in the house. The Nautilus, Royal Joke, and Oyster Quartz all remind me of 70s wood paneling. Jaden in the house. If the Patek 5296G-010 was stainless steel instead of white gold and half the price, I would absolutely consider. I love white metals, but if something is gold, it's got to be yellow for me. Oh, I would hope so. And Jaden's in the house. Patek cufflinks look amazing. And Triforce Rich, I agree, Jaden. I want those. I wonder how much they cost on the aftermarket. Gold is yellow. When I think gold, I only think yellow. White metals to go with platinum and stainless steel. Carlos, Jaden, looking forward to seeing your new watch. Yeah, absolutely. And white gold and rose gold don't interest me, says Williams Watches. Okay, there we go. Something we can agree on. But yeah, that Patek is pretty stunning. So we visited the Patek website. We visited. And we conquered. So there you go. And so am I. Hop on Skype if Craig will have me. Absolutely. And I think I've already given you the Skype number. I think you've already got that. If not, email me and I'll make sure that you have it. All right, folks. On that note, we are going to wrap this up because I am hungry and I get a little bit mean when I get hungry. So there's that. Click subscribe and do click the bell. Let's see here if I can stop this broadcast.